Hello, welcome back to another video. This is Ian from Dark Blades Workshop. In this video we're talking about multi-basing, and it's not for Kings of War, it's just because I like it. So way back when, maybe at least 20 years, I started to think about how I could make my movement trays a bit more interesting. I wanted more room around the edges, make them wider all around to add rocks, scenery, walls. And after that I started adding hills for height, so I could see the ranks at the back of the unit. And then I got to thinking, I don't really game with them, so why have them on individual bases? The result was multi-basing. I've been doing versions of this ever since. Saying that, my Dark Elves are on conventional square bases still, just in case I ever get the opportunity to slaughter some High Elves in the future. More recently I've been playing about with a static grass applicator for my grassy bases. Then I tried out some crackle paint for a volcanic look and even resin for swamps. I really enjoy this look and have a lot of fun doing them, and I'm always thinking about what I can do for my next project. So in this video I'll be showing you the process for how I do the muddy grassy fields. So let's get on with it. Here's the kit list. So MDF board. I use a 3mm board. Buy them off Evil Bay, cheap enough. So then we've got the matte varnish just to seal the board. We'll come on to that in a bit. Some acrylic paste, PVA, trusty lollipop stick, static grass, and the applicator. So the reason that I seal the board with a varnish is because the previous projects that I've used acrylic paste on this 3mm board, that as it dries you get a slight warp in it. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but there is definitely, curling up at the edges there. So the matte varnish will seal the board for the paste to go on top, and then you don't get any warping when it dries. So I just apply it with a brush, just slap it on. Don't get it too much of a pooling here and there. Nice even coverage, and I'll do about 2 coats of that. So I've actually applied 3 coats of the varnish because this one's particularly thirsty. The first 2 coats are just soaked right into it totally. So I left the third one on now, and you can see there's a little bit of a sheen on there. So that's what you're after. So the next stage is to add the acrylic paste, and I keep this in the tub just to help apply it. Close that up and just spread it out. I'm not too concerned if it doesn't get into the corners, because I can use the brush then to dip it in some water. You can spread it out that way. There we go. Just bring it up to the edges, and then once you've done that, you just leave it to dry. So here we are with a larger board that we've done earlier. I must say the paste takes, well, at least a couple of hours to dry out. So I've decanted some PVA into a pot. I'll water it down slightly. Just apply it in random patches. I'll try and keep them rounded at the edges. It just looks a bit better. do as many patches as you want, obviously. And we're ready for the static grass. So I've changed the surface because this static grass gets everywhere and it's easier to clean up if you've got something to lift off your table. So it's got to pour grass into the top of the applicator. As you can see, I've put the bases inside a plastic container just to try and keep the grass from going everywhere. Also, you switch on the switch. Gives a charge to the clip on the end there, and just shake it, baby. Come back when we're finished. Right, as you can see, I've got pretty good coverage there, so all you do is tip it upside down. And we'll leave that to dry. Onto the painting now that the grass has dried. I'm going to use olive green. And then for a highlight, we'll use a bit of olive green with desert yellow in it. And then we'll go over the top of the earth with flat earth. And then if it needs it, we'll add a highlight by adding in some deck tan. So I'm going to use an airbrush for this. So I'll just mix the paint in a pot and then I'll come back. I'm not going to use that much, but we'll be thinning it down with X20A. They'll go slightly more than the amount of paint that I've put in. So I think it's about 2 parts thinner to 1 part paint. So the compressor's kicked in already. Try to keep to the area of the grass. Go around the edge and then fill it in the middle, but then I'll go around the edge at an angle then, so I catch the grass at the base of the area, and I'll fill it in again in the middle. That bit's done. I'll carry on with the rest. Just going over the top now with a lighter colour, just to get a bit of variation. I'm not worried about the earth because I'll be going over that in a minute. Keep going till you're happy. Let's go for a second highlight now with just desert yellow. Tilt it at an angle, just catch the tip of the grass, or the tip of each blade of grass. Right, next up, flat earth. Just going around the edges and the patches in between the grass. Again, you can get a bit closer or further away just to get variation again in the earth. Cheeky little highlight with the deck tan added to the flat earth. And I tend to go in the middle of the area that we've just covered. Really quick, quite easy to do. So the last thing to do then is to do the trim, and then stick your boys on, and away you go. And the finished result. So here's a quick look at the recent stuff I've done. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. I really enjoyed making it, so hopefully I can do another one soon. I just wanted to give a shout out to the guys over at Johnny Watson Gaming, Crown of Command, Fifth Hammer, all these guys, for inspiring me to get back on the fantasy stuff. There's a great community on Johnny's channel. He's got a community page where you can upload photos and stuff like that, and Discord server has got a really friendly community as well. So thank you very much to those guys, and thinking about doing some Dark Elf content. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but I'll hopefully be back soon with another video, so I'll see you in that one. Cheers.